On today's episode of Who Are You, we're at Port Vale. We're at Vale Park to watch Port Vale FC versus Reading. Now, since 1950, they moved into Vale Park, which was dubbed the Wembley of the North. Really cool nickname. So let's go and have a look at what Vale Park has to offer. Let's go get a pie and a pint. Let's go and see the atmosphere at the not so windy, not Stoke area. Alright, let's go. So, Port Vale, there's some really cool facts knocking about. They're an EFL club, not to be named after a settlement in England. They actually get their name from a reference to the Valley of Ports between the Trent and Mersey Canal. They actually also hold the record for the most seasons in the EFL. It's 112 seasons, that is, without ever reaching the first tier. My favourite fact, without doubt, is their biggest win, 9-1 against the Dotty Spyrites, filthy Chesterfield. That's 9-1, so very happy reading that earlier. Hey, 9-1, good times. Anyway, good on you, Port Vale. So Vale Park's lovely. It's got a beautiful bowl-like stadium, which should let down in a couple of places, but for a League One side, you know, they're really doing stuff for the fans. It was a beautiful stadium. Incredible club shop. Like, it was the size of a warehouse. There's so much merchandise to buy. I got some Port Vale sunnies. I'm very happy about them. Outside in the car park, there's like an outdoor fan zone. There's live music, DJs and beer tents to create a really good atmosphere for the fans beforehand. And just next to that, there's the Port Vale pub, which is attached to the stadium. You've got 4 covered stands, 3 1 tier, and your main stands 2 tier. There are a couple of blocks in your way, depending on where you're sat, but it's not too much of a hindrance. You've got a massive scoreboard in the corner as well, next to the away fans. In the away end, you've got 2 food kiosks and like a separate bar. There's not a lot of room to try and keep out the rain, but it's got a lovely view of all the training pitches, so it is actually quite nice to stand outside. The thing that really let it down was with the toilets. Jim, don't cover it. You know, they were just like a brick outhouse that I think were, you know, built 100 years ago, and I don't think they've been cleaned in that time either. And that went girls' toilets. I dread to think what the boys' toilets were like. Just awful. Worse than Hillsborough, and I didn't think I'd be saying that on this. Truly awful. I just didn't want to go in. But other than that, it's an absolutely fantastic stadium. I'd really like to go again in the home end, see how it is in there. Really healthy, 7 out of 10. Another really cool fact about Port Vale, again, there's just so many knocking about. They're the only club in the whole of the EFL that has beaten the other 91 teams in competitive fixtures. That is phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant. Good on you, Port Vale. Can he do it on a cold, wet Tuesday, February night in Stoke? Well, you don't have to when you can do it on a cold, wet Saturday afternoon in August. You've got to love those UK summer vibes. The weather didn't put a dampener on the noise coming from Vale Park, fortunately. Granted, for the first 72 minutes, the majority of that noise came from the away end. They never stopped singing, apart from a few groans and shouts of disbelief and anger at the truly woeful performance from the referee. But the home crowd were in full force after their 72nd minute winner. There was plenty of banter throughout. I was sat in the away end with a friend who's a Reading fan. The home fans were all coming up to us in the pub afterwards, just having a great chat. Now, being a Mansfield fan, every single Port Vale fan brought up the Wembley final at least once. So cheers for that, lads. But everyone was incredibly friendly, really, really helpful. Credit to the club. And I can't speak highly enough of every single Port Vale fan we met. Absolute top draw, top banter, 9 out of 10. Just outside the Chesterfield Visitors Information Centre, Just wondering if they've tell everyone that Port Vale's biggest win is 9-1. Not sure. Well, let's go and see. Okay, so pie and a pint. The best thing I can say about it, the combo was $5.50. That is a great combo price, especially for a League One side as well. Happy days with the price. Unfortunately, the pie, it was disgusting. Pint went down very well. Of course, that steak pie, I don't know what it was. It was just some brown goo and mush and just, what's that saying? It's not good enough for dog. That wasn't good enough for bin. You know, the bin were too good for it. Absolutely vile. And I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. And you're lucky to get that, and that's just for the price alone.